Hi, hotties, and welcome to episode 50 of The Real House Guest of North Hollywood. I truly cannot believe we're here. This podcast started as a dream, and it was born out of my Bravo themed 28th birthday party. What began as a celebration filled with taglines, wigs, and wine just became something so much bigger. My friends embraced the joy I had for reality TV. In doing so, they helped me manifest the show episode by episode, moment by moment. To celebrate this milestone, I wanted to bring it back to the people who made it possible. But before we get into the full reunion lineup, I had the absolute pleasure of chatting with NoHo Nick, a local content creator who shines light on the cool, weird, and wonderful happenings right here in North Hollywood. It only felt right to celebrate 50 episodes by checking in with someone who loves this neighborhood as much as I do. Welcome back, guys. I'm Carson Frey from The Real House Guest of North Hollywood. We're here celebrating our 50th episode, and I have NoHo Nick.
Woo,
Hello, Nick.
congratulations.
Thank you. So, guys, I found Nick because of your TikTok page.
Okay.
TikTok's really great with the location. I feel like I
Yeah.
get all the North Hollywood stuff. And tell me more about like when you started writing about North Hollywood and making content.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny that you found me on TikTok because I took like a very long social media break for I was like I got to get off of this just to have a breath of fresh air, and then I got back on like a month ago and you messaged me and I was like, wow, look, the power of the internet, because I felt, yeah, like you said, it's so good at finding location based stuff. Yeah, I moved to North Hollywood maybe like 5 years ago with my wife, and yeah, really loved the valley and was kind of feeling maybe a sense that I think a lot of people, I think I'm projecting, but I think a
Mhm.
lot of people are kind of feeling like wanting a sense of community or wanting more in-person events, spend less time on Zoom meetings or Zoom hangouts and stuff. And I was struggling to find stuff going on in the community. And just as I walk around North Hollywood, there's always posters taped to like signposts, come to my psychic reading, we're doing a
Mhm.
music pop-up. And I was like, it'd be kind of cool if somebody just started curating this and just put it into something. So I started a newsletter, and about a year ago, I think this week might
Mhm.
actually be the 1 year anniversary of it.
Woo!
And yeah, and so every Thursday morning, I go around town, I both in walking and like looking on Instagram and Facebook events and checking literally checking the bulletin boards at the coffee shop
Mhm.
down the street from my house, just trying to figure out what's going on around town. And I put that into a newsletter that goes out every week.
I love it. That's so cool. I love it because I feel like people like forget about us in the valley in North Hollywood, but the people who live here, it's such a vibrant community. Have you
Hmm.
lived in other places of Los Angeles?
I haven't.
Okay.
I am a transplant.
Me too.
Oh, cool. Where'd you come from?
Indiana.
Yeah, my wife and I moved from Florida, and we stayed in Hollywood for a little while, just kind of doing the Airbnb thing and kind of bouncing around looking for apartments. And I think probably you probably get this, like finding a place that you can afford in Los Angeles
Mhm.
is it's towards the top of the list on priorities. And
Mhm.
so we kind of like looked around. I had a friend that lived in Studio City, and so we were just kind of coming over the hill to the valley, over and over, trying to find apartments. And North Hollywood just kind of it clicked once we got here. We're like, we kind of like the area. There's a bunch of
Mhm.
music stuff and acting and theaters, and it just felt like a really vibrant community. And it found the apartment that we ended up renting, and have been here ever since.
That's awesome. I went to college out here, but my college was in Hollywood, like Yucca and Vine. And so when
Cool.
I graduated, I was the same thing, like, where can I afford? And I
Mm.
knew like a lot of actors lived here, and I like went to school for acting. So I was like, oh, I'll just move there. But I think when I moved here, I just had this brand new sense of community.
Mhm.
It's the first place I've ever lived in my adult life where, like, I know my neighbors.
Yes.
My next door neighbor has lived here in our building since the '70s.
No way, that's great.
Yeah, and the people next to them since the '90s. So, there's obviously something, like, special, I think, about here, and, to tie this all back to Bravo, have you ever seen Bravo, by the way? I didn't ask you that originally.
In the loosest sense, in no way would I be helpful in a trivia contest
Yeah.
about the network, but I've seen clips and sitting in airports.
It's part of pop culture now.
Hopefully, that won't lose points. Hopefully, I can catch up, or
No,
if you have
no, no.
recommendations.
The Valley's a great place to start because, I mean, it's a spinoff of Vanderpump Rules, which is a spinoff of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but Vanderpump Rules really has its footing in West Hollywood, and it's been on well, it's now being recast, but it's been on since 2013. But The Valley's a spinoff of all those people, and they're living in North Hollywood, they're living in Valley Village, Studio City, and it's kind of like after reality shows, we're parents, but we're still fighting with each other. Um, but one thing I love so much about the show is because 'cause they're in around North Hollywood all the time, and so I love that part of it because I'm like, people could come here, like, they go to West Hollywood, and they can go to Jax's bar on Ventura, who is one of not my favorite cast members, but that's there, but they could also go to the filming spots, like, they went to Lawless Brewery last week,
Oh,
which is
amazing.
one of my favorite, like, hidden little, like, NoHo
Yes. That
spots.
was one of the notes that I put that, when I was looking through the show notes. I was like, "Law shout out to Lawless Brewing." They're, like, tucked back away there, and nobody not that nobody goes there, but I feel like more they need more support.
They do need more support, and the first time I went there, I was like, "Are you guys sure this is bar or brewery? Like, this feels like a neighborhood," which
Mhm.
you go in and, there's so much, like, talking about community, there's, food spots there. One time I went there and they had, like, axe throwing, and
Oh
so
my
there's a
god.
lotta, like, fun stuff like that. So what specifically like, we talked about the affordability, is there anything else about, like, North Hollywood that made you, like, fall in love with it?
100%. I mean, it sounds so cliche that like, calling it the community, but almost in a it almost feels like a television world or something. Like, I feel like growing up, I would watch movies and TV shows that were based here. They filmed in Los Angeles, and there was always kind of like this general sense of activity. You'd go to the park, and there'd be people having a picnic and a birthday party, and there's dogs playing, and that's, like, actually what it is around here. Like, it's super nice to go to the park on the weekend and have like
Yeah.
all of those things happening, or there's a movie night, like the city will just put on free movies in the park, and you go to the coffee shop and there's a an old bulletin board with people like, I would love to help you with your headshots, or I'd love to mow your lawn. It feels like a very just genuinely community oriented place, and I just love spending time here, honestly. Even on the weekends, I'm like, I just kind of want to hang out in the valley and go over to Burbank or Studio City or something.
That's so true, like, once obviously crossing the hill is, like, traffic, but it's, like, also, I don't need to, like, I don't
Mhm.
need to go to West Hollywood to go to a fun place because there's so many places here. So, since you highlight, like, so much fun stuff in the Valley and NoHo, what do you think the energy is, right now, was it June 15th, like, in North Hollywood? Like, what do you think the vibe is?
What is the vibe right now? I think there's 2 different vibes happening in
Mhm,
North Hollywood. I think there's probably this over I think just given the current climate, the political
mhm,
climate, and maybe the industry climate, because like you said, North Hollywood is home to so many actors and musicians. I feel like there's kind of this general sense of what are we doing? What's happening?
mhm,
Almost like things are in stasis. But I also feel this kind of undercurrent that's been picking up the last couple of months, maybe in response to that, where I'm
mhm,
noticing way more local theater pop ups or people just trying to do their own indie things. I've noticed more street markets going on in North Hollywood. I've seen pop ups in the park. I've seen local theaters be like, we're just going to do a short play festival, and anybody's
yeah.
welcome to come. And so I feel like there's kind of these two divergent worlds of one, what are we doing with our lives and how does the world work? And then also this really almost intense refocus into the community where people are trying to spend. I mean, I love to see it. Like my local coffee shop's busier than ever. People just
Mhm.
trying to find a way to get out of the house and spend time. Has that been your experience as well?
I definitely think there's a shift right now happening with just, like, the lack of work and entertainment, but you're right, like, we do refocus that, and that tends to go local first, and
Mm,
you're not going to go all the way to, I don't know, Santa Monica right now to do a play when there's so much in North Hollywood, and there's so much
mhm.
beautiful things to do too, and I live in a neighborhood with a lot of kids, so with school being out, I feel it. I feel the streets and, like,
Yes.
it's a lot of fun. So let's kinda, like, start, like, building, like, let's say whoever's listening to this, they've never been to North Hollywood, but they love the Valley.
Okay.
They love
Perfect.
watching the Valley, and they're going to come here, and they're gonna hit Jax's Bar, and they're going to go to some filming spots, but, like, where should they're going to come to North Hollywood, where do they start the day? Like, what's the coffee shop, the
Mm.
breakfast spot?
I'm gonna give a big okay, yeah. In if the like true local experience, I think at the
Mhm.
moment, a place, and I
Yeah.
just picked up breakfast from here. There's a new coffee shop called La Rochelle on
Mhm.
Vineland Avenue, and it's a French bakery. They have a beautiful patio out back, a little water fountain. Pick up
Yeah.
the coffee, get the croissants, get the breakfast sandwiches. Big shout out. I think in a more I don't know, I just outside North Hollywood is funny because it is a
The
tight
Valley. We're
the
saying the
valley. We'll go
Valley, Valley Village, Studio City, Toluca Lake,
perfect.
We're all intertwined.
Like I think the obvious C and B scene, super hip. I think going to Aroma, if you've never been to the
Mhm.
Valley, going to Aroma Cafe, same thing. I feel you always see people at Aroma,
On their
influence.
laptop doing their screenplay.
Everybody's writing a screenplay over there. Yeah, that's like I know that's the stereotype, but it is good. The Wi-Fi is good. It's super solid. They don't kick you out after a little while, so you can heads down and work. So that'd be like the super local, and then the if you want to wait in line for a little bit, but get a good cup of coffee and sit and have a nice morning.
The lines are crazy at Aroma, though. I always say Sunday morning, be prepared to wait.
Yes.
Um, and people say LA is, like, not walkable all the time, and I
Mm,
don't have a car, so I'm fighting that notion every day. What do you
mm,
think is, like, a cute walkable place? Like, on the Valley,
mm,
they do these slow entrance walks where they're walking in slow motion. I'm like,
mm.
where could someone, like, have that energy maybe? Because we have a lot of great, like,
Ooh.
public art too.
Yeah, well, let's see. So, again, just outside of North Hollywood, if you go
Mhm,
down Magnolia, I think if maybe like early morning, there's a bunch of
mhm,
coffee shops and like thrift stores and vintage shops on Magnolia,
mhm.
just into Burbank. So I feel like if you're
Yeah.
trying to spend a nice morning before it gets too hot, maybe I'm trying to remember spots over there. Is it the Palm? Is a
Yeah,
super cute
yeah.
coffee shop, like really Instagrammable, beautiful walls, plants, lovely lighting, plenty of outdoor
Mhm,
like patio seating. Start there and then I think just yeah, let yourself wander. I think what's really cool. I don't know why. I don't know the history of why they're over here, but there's so many of those like vintage shops that sell things from movies. So
mhm.
old clothing and outfits that were used on set or your favorite TV shows. Even if you don't buy anything, you can just go into those shops, the resale shops, and that's where I think a lot of like costume artists and
Mhm.
designers go and just repurpose spacesuits or cowboy outfits or whatever out it came from TV shows that you've probably seen.
I love that spot, and just, like, there's so many cool thrift stores over there, like, yeah,
Hmm.
you have all that, but I went a couple weeks ago, and it was the weekend that Beyoncé was here.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone was getting their Beyoncé outfits, like, that's what everyone was doing, and it was catered towards it, and I also like that because you have a lot of more, like, high-end thrift stores, it's, like, really
Hmm.
from the 1920s, but you also have the best cheap thrift stores as well. I mean, that is my Goodwill,
Yes.
because it's so, so great, and you find it's such a mix right there in Burbank. Are there any, like, overall just locally owned businesses that just deserve more love?
Of course. I mean, obviously, of
All of
course,
them.
all of them. Locally owned businesses that need more love. I think on the coffee shop vibe, I gotta shout out Republic of Pie. I feel like that's the North Hollywood aroma.
Mhm.
If you want to work on your screenplay, be on your laptop, get some work done, and just like be around people doing creative stuff for Public of Pie. Big shout out. And I think you mentioned it earlier, Lawless Brewing. I think
Mhm.
they've been here in the valley. I want to say maybe 8 years or 9 years now. They are North Hollywood's oldest brewery, but I don't feel like they. Anytime I go, it's like perfectly reasonably busy. It's never overcrowded or packed or a blown out spot, and they always have cute food trucks. I feel I keep coming back to this patio thing. I have a dog,
Mm.
and so anytime
Yeah,
I travel, I'm like trying to bring my dog somewhere that she's going to be okay and chill, and it's not going to be overcrowded. Where else do I shout out to Toluca Lake Trader Joe's? I don't think
yeah.
they need extra business, but they're a good vibe.
They need a bigger parking lot is what they need.
Yes, maybe we can crowdfund a parking lot for Trader Joe's.
Back to Lawless, though, it's one of the only places really that I, as, like, a woman and, like, wanna take my queer friends to, I love watching sports there. It is, like, the
Mm,
safest sports bar too.
yes.
Me and my friend Ellie, who's on the show all the time, we always go there to, like, watch basketball, and it's just, like, it's safe, it's fun, and also, it's not expensive,
Hmm.
at all. I feel like Lawless is very affordable, and they're actually doing a promotion with Bravo right now. If you go
Oh,
in and
cool.
say the Valley on Bravo, it's 50% off beers, like, if you pick a North
Wow.
Hollywood local beer, which is pretty cool.
Very randomly. It's not I feel like, I go to Lawless, the beer is awesome, the food is awesome. There's also a ton of meetups that happen there. They do
Mhm.
a really good job, I think, of being a community hub, and almost every night of the week, if you wanna go to, like, a small comedy show, I think they do an improv night on Sundays. On
Oh,
Wednesdays, they do, like, a
fun.
bluegrass jam. That's maybe, like, 50 musicians come through and have, like, a
Okay.
bluegrass concert. I go to a what is it called? A Warhammer 40K meetup there once a month.
Okay.
It's
So
like I feel like they're a
cool.
good community hub.
They are, that's awesome. And, for, like, late night cocktails, karaoke, where would you
Mm.
send someone?
Mm. So, yeah, probably completely different vibes. The
Mhm.
Good Night is a bar. Yeah, shout out to
Love
the
the
Good
good
Night.
night.
There it's like this I'm hesitant to call it a dive bar. It's like a low-key saloon kind of
Yeah,
space, and they have karaoke and a fun stage at the back. That's like I feel like if you're just looking to be low key, there's tons of locals that hang out there.
always. Always the same people, and, they also do a great job of, like, getting involved with the community. My
Mm.
friend Lexi, who's a local over here, she has a burlesque troupe, and
Oh,
whenever
no
she
way.
wants to, like, do a new show, before she wants to take it over the hill to the judgmental people of, like, West Hollywood, Santa Monica, she tries out the good night first because 'cause we're safe, we got each other, but they do a lot of, like, and they have comedy nights too, but it
Yeah.
it is like a big karaoke place, like, you always go there and you wanna sing.
Is that your go-to, like, karaoke spot in the valley is the
It
Good
is
Night?
my go-to spot of all time, like, I
Oh,
I
wow.
love the good night. I think it's cheap, fun, safe, walkable. I walk there, and, like, you have all the good taco spots too outside. They always have great late
Mhm.
night food. But yeah, always been a good night fan, and Todd, who's, like, always in there running the karaoke, it's like he remembers people really well, and he's like, "Here's Carson doing another Backstreet Boys song again."
Amazing. Has it queued up when you pull up into
Yeah.
the
I actually have seen, like, random celebrities there too, which is so
Mm,
funny because it does kinda have a dive bar, but my friends were there once and, just doing karaoke normal night, and all of a sudden, Amber Riley from Glee shows up. They're
mm.
dressed like old people, like, as senior citizens for a party. They come in, sing, bust it down, leave, and you see little things like that there.
There's almost like a overall in the valley, I don't wanna say there's no sheen to it, but I feel like when celebrities or people of influence live
Mhm,
in the valley, like, you see them at the grocery store, you see them just, like, living their normal life without the glitz and
mhm,
glam of, like, trying to be seen or something, and it feels like a more local spot, like, I'm just
mhm.
here to sing karaoke because I like karaoke, and I'm not trying to have all the
Be
photos and
seen
videos.
and
Yeah.
yeah, it's joyful. Any other, like, late night spots you wanna recommend?
Mm. Late night the Valley is definitely like a lower key, we're not open till 4 o'clock in the morning kinda thing. I'll shout out Idle Hour as well. It's
Yeah.
this, fun I don't know where they got the barrel, but at the back of this bar, and I guess the front and back, it's built like a big barrel, like a big beer barrel is the shape of it. And yeah, same things. Cute, super cute patio. They
Mhm.
beer and cocktails, which normally it's either like a brewery or a cocktail bar. And maybe also Tiki No, Tiki
Yeah.
Bar right on Magnolia there. That's also a super fun time. And there's tons of tiki bars over here.
We do have a lot of tiki bars. I used to go there a lot when I first moved here because I was in my early 20s and we would get the bowls there at Tiki No. And it's like a mixture of everything and you have a million straws. This is
Hmm.
obviously before COVID. And I remember during the pandemic, we were just like, ah, miss those bowls that were so much fun. But yeah, a lot of love to those businesses on Magnolia and the North Hollywood because so many of my favorite spots have closed down in the last
Hmm.
year. And I am just hoping for more of those local businesses to stay because I know personally they wanted to stay. So
Hmm.
hopefully the people that own those spots can make it affordable for them and all the
Shout
stuff.
out, rest in peace, T-Pop, Fat Dog.
Hmm.
We've lost a couple. We've lost a
Lost a
couple.
couple. And let's talk about just like events, street fairs, pop-ups, stuff
Mm.
people should like look out for.
Ooh, love this question. I have two.
Mm.
So I think if you visit the valley in the summer, I think one of my favorite parts about just living here is how many like public movie events there are in the
Mhm.
parks. Like both of the parks here in North Hollywood and in Burbank and over in Toluca Lake do free movie events. So like
Mm.
6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, bring out a deck chair. They just play movies in the parks, usually brand new releases. Sometimes people involved in the films are there in the audience or will come and talk about it. So I love that they do that. That's free and open to the public. And then something maybe a little more curated. If you come in the fall or around like the holiday times, I really love how committed people are in Burbank to doing dressing up their house for Halloween and with Christmas lights. There's an official like Burbank Halloween tour, and it's really fun because a lot of the people who live in Burbank are either costume designers, set builders, and they go all out with their houses with clowns and makeup and scary, spooky stuff. I'm not usually into Halloween, but I feel like every year I look forward to being able to do the Halloween tour because there's like
Mhm.
200-300 houses that get done up with lights and fun stuff. And same thing around the holidays with Christmas lights and stuff like that. So if you could plan your trip around that, and the weather's nicer, I think, in the fall
Yeah.
too.
No, I feel like fall is such a good time to visit. One, because it's not as hot in the valley, and it's where it kind of starts to get cold everywhere else, and it becomes our perfect weather.
Mm-hmm.
Like September in LA is my favorite.
Yes.
But yeah, there are a lot of great thank you so much for that list. Some I knew, a lot I didn't. So even as like a somewhat mini local, I'm like, ooh, I have new spots to go to.
Yeah.
So overall, what do you think makes the valley like the most different? I mean, we talked about an overall sense of community. What do you think makes it special here though?
Yeah, I think maybe it's the building off of the community thing. Like the valley is where a lot of if you're in entertainment or are curious about it in any way, it's where a lot of the people that work on your favorite stuff live
Mm.
day to day. And so I think a lot of that energy kind of pours out into the different communities and the things
Mhm.
that become available. That people spending a lot of their free time either putting up independent theater, like in North Hollywood. I think North Hollywood, outside of regular Hollywood, has the highest concentration of like independent theaters and acting
Mhm.
schools and music studios and rehearsal studios. Like it's a really a vibrant, active, this working creative community. And I think
Mhm.
combined, like if you're trying to live here, combined with the affordability of the area, if you're just trying to
Mhm.
make stuff, it's an awesome place to be. There's like if you need an extra microphone or a
Mhm.
cable, there's 55 stores that you can go to that have equipment, photo studios, develop your film, get into a new
Mhm.
hobby in a way that maybe isn't as accessible if you live live in another part of town. I won't name any.
We won't
uh,
hate on other parts of
yeah.
town, but there is a lot of, like, different spots, like, there's a photo camera, like, repair place, like, off of Ventura that's, like, our favorite to go to
Hmm.
because they have so many old cameras. It's right next to Sushi Shop, and the guy who owns it is in his 80s, and he's been there
Yes.
forever, and he runs it with his nephew, and, like, they have so much and they've been there forever, and they have the coolest stuff.
This never came back to me. It was an experiment
Ugh.
I tried. right at the end of COVID, I went into that shop and
Uh,
I bought all of the disposable Polaroid cameras that he had left and was telling him about it. And I started leaving them around the valley, and I put like a return address on the back of the camera. And I was like, if you find this, take a picture and like leave it somewhere else. And none of them ever came back. I tried like
oh,
6 or 7
wow.
cameras, but I wish I knew his name so we could shout him out.
Shout them out. But it's the photo repair shop on Ventura next to Studio City, and they're the coolest. His nephew's awesome too, who runs it with him. And they're also just really, really nice people. And, it's a black owned shop too, to shout out a black owned business in the Valley. And we love it. So, overall, I know you've never really seen the show The Valley, but do you
Hmm.
think a show like that could hurt or help the Valley in
Hmm.
general?
Hmm.
Is the
I'll take
Valley
it.
helping the Valley?
Is the valley. I'm gonna say 100% because
Hmm.
I think it could go one of 2 ways. I think if on one hand, if you watch the show and you feel really engaged having watched a show about a particular area, you're gonna go, "Great, I'm gonna go see all the filming locations.
Hmm.
I wanna get into the thick of it." And then I also think that it can if there are negative opinions that develop because of something you see, like, "Oh, I don't wanna be a part of that," it either
Hmm.
reinforces the people who already live here who are like, "No, this is actually really dope, and I would love for you to come and visit," or you feel curious enough that when you do eventually make it to Los Angeles, that you stop by and you're like, "This is nothing like what I saw on TV." And I also think, like you mentioned, the show's now integrating with actual local
Mhm,
businesses in the area and providing foot traffic and awareness that
mhm.
probably isn't um, coming from just people who live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it kinda puts us on a bigger scale. Like, I always love it when I have, like, people from my hometown come to visit me, and we drive by the liquor store,
The
Circus
class.
Liquor, and they're like, "Clueless!" I'm like, "Yup."
Yeah.
That's right here. So it puts us on a bigger stage. And can you give me one thing you think is, like, a true local thing to North Hollywood, like, only thing
Mm.
locals know? I know we've talked about a lot, so maybe you
Yeah.
spilled all the secrets.
No, I think, oh, can I share 2? Maybe
Yeah.
2 fun hopefully these are hidden gems. I think
Uh-huh.
one maybe thing that people don't spend much time in is that the Television Academy is based here in
Mm.
North Hollywood, and although that's where, like, the Emmys and stuff, get run from, they're not hosted there, but, like, all the development and the Television Academy is there, and there's a great just, like, walking tour around the grounds there where they
Oh.
have built, I think it's maybe 100 or 150 busts and plaques of people that have been influential to television. And it's like a self guided QR code kind of walking tour that
Oh.
you can go around and look at every person that maybe helped invent the first TV film camera or built the first soundstage in North Hollywood. And you can kind of take yourself on a tour. I think they have like with Desi Arnaz has a big bust
Mhm.
there and Lucille. So that's really cool. And I also, I might get I'm going to get the date wrong. I want to say it's coming up on its 50th anniversary. Maybe it just passed. Is the Great
Mhm.
Wall of Los Angeles. It was this art project back in the 70s or 80s. It might be just outside of North Hollywood,
Mhm.
just west of North Hollywood. But it was this huge art project where a local artist wanted to showcase the story of California and invited in 400 or 500 other local artists, painters, muralists, students to tell their story or tell their vision of it. And it's this huge mural. I don't even know how long it is that runs along the start of the like around the start of the LA River. And it's just a beautiful mural that I don't think a lot of people spend time. You can walk down there and go and
Oh,
see all of the
cool.
different visions of the story of California.
I'll definitely have to check that out. That sounds awesome. And I love like public art and murals. I feel like it's part of like what makes your city your city. It's like,
Mhm.
I know that painting. I love that painting and just seeing it. And we all deserve to have local art, and
Mhm.
not have to pay for it. Well, this whole interview was so awesome. Was so excited just to chat about, something we both love, the Valley. Tell people where they can find you, where they can read your stuff, and, when they're visiting North Hollywood, they can check out all your recommendations.
100%. Yeah, thanks for hosting and for sharing. I'd love
Yeah.
to keep chatting about more places that are not on my list yet, because there's always new places popping up. Yeah, I'm NoHo Nick everywhere. I started as a newsletter, so that's nohonick.com. Comes out every Thursday. I'm about to start releasing like local neighborhood guides, like a day in the life if you lived in North Hollywood or Studio City, kind of like a day itinerary. So watch out for those. And then NoHo Nick on all of the social media, TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, where sometimes I get a little spicier about opinions, whereas the newsletter is just straight recommendations of events and new restaurants opening every week.
Yay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for hosting.
And now for the real event. I'm joined today by people who've supported me not just as a host, but as a human. My roommate B, who lets me transform our apartment into a makeshift studio every week without hesitation. She's the ultimate yes girl, always game for chaos and rooting for me. Ellie, who didn't watch Bravo when we met and now could hold her own at a reunion. Some of my hardest days were made lighter because she'd show up in the morning and just watch Housewives with me, no questions asked. Jordan, my best friend since we were 8. We discovered reality TV together, from America's Next Top Model to The Jersey Shore to Bravo. He's been by my side ever since. The show wouldn't exist without him. Kim, who might not know the full Bravo universe but is a true connoisseur of distant gossip. She listens, engages, and asks all the questions we're all thinking. Krystan, who re-entered my life during Scandival and hasn't left since. Thank God for Scandival. She's now a regular co host, helping me break down Bravo and beyond with so much humor and insight. And finally, Ezra, my producer, my tech guru, literal sound engineer, and emotional support partner. And the reason the show exists every week. He sets up the mics, troubleshoots the chaos, and reminds me why I love doing this. I love him beyond words, and I'm so happy to have him in this project and my life. So, whether you've been here since episode 1 or literally just found us, thank you for being part of this little corner of a Bravo loving, pop culture obsessed joy. All right, hotties, let's get into it.
Hey, hotties.
Hey, hotties.
Hi, hotties.
Hi, hotties.
Hi, hotties.
Hi, hotties.
How do you remember your time as a house guest? Do you have any favorite moments?
Mine was a little viral. The girls were not happy with my voice, my opinions on Erica Jane. They were not happy with you saying that Sutton was a gay icon either.
No, I thought of that because I couldn't think of any other housewives, and the internet tore me up.
And they said we had vocal fry, which
I mean, we do.
whatever.
You do, but y'all have it in a very cute and endearing way.
Right. We got as many comments that we got that our voices were bad. We got just as many that said that our voices were soothing and beautiful.
That was probably the TikTok I couldn't stop looking at.
I know. I got so many texts from my friends that were like, why are you on my TikTok? About Bravo. Why do you have a podcast?
Anything for you, Ellie?
Yeah, it was one time. Yeah, we were sipping. I think it was one of the first times. I think our first solo ones together, and I think the first one I did was with Krystan.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but then this first one we did solo, we were drinking a little and sitting our bed and then talking. It felt like for a second, we really forgot about what was recording, and we were just like. And we're like, oh, maybe not drink.
Yeah, I have a rule that I can only drink so much on the pod.
Yeah, that day, I think we were just having fun with it, it was really fun, especially it was towards the beginning of it all. So it just like your creation.
It was the beginning. What's one Bravo moment that lives rent free in your mind?
Stassi smacking Krystan.
Yeah.
It's just iconic.
I love her.
I always remember, there's the door, Shan Bador, just because it has rhyme to it, that I'm like, it always, so when everybody says something about a door, I'm like, remember that.
There's the door, Shannon Bador.
I also always think about, I don't know why, but it's just so funny. But Sheena would when Sheena first came on Vanderpump Rules and they went to her first show or whatever, and she's dancing. I just think about that moment all the time. It's so funny. It's one of the best Bravo moments. She just really thought that she was giving.
I was about to say that. I think that is something that definitely lives rent, because the confidence that she exudes, or the delusion.
It's
you know,
delusion.
It's for sure delusion.
What's the difference?
But
What's
I
the
feel
difference,
like it's not like
though?
like that's such like a staple Bravo moment of just like
Yeah.
a Bravo celebrity just like releasing music and then them like doing a show and then all of the like other like cast members just like,
Oh my God,
like
yeah.
when Nene was like in the car with Kim and like listening to the song, she's like, I don't think I like this one.
If you were cast on The Real Housewives, what city would you belong to? And do you have a tagline?
Okay, I know. I would be Houston, because I feel like it just that's the place that I know the most. The only downside I would be then living in Houston. I just don't think I could. Maybe if it was like a North Hollywood area, but because I don't cut it as Beverly Hills. I'm like, I'm not going to fit with them.
We're not rich enough.
We're not exactly. So that's why I'm like, I'm just going to go back to my roots. So it'd be Houston. It would be, you know what they say, kill him with kindness.
That's cute.
I love it. It's very Ellie.
Yeah,
it's very Ellie.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no business in this city, but I'm going to be in this city, and it's Salt Lake City. I have no business whatsoever. I just feel like I like the girls the best. Like, I feel like I would have the most fun with them.
Yeah.
They would be fun too, but I don't know if I could keep up with them. I'm a little scared
You're
of Atlanta. Like, I would love to. Kenya could read me down if Kenya's coming back. We don't know, but she would read me down. So I don't know. Salt Lake City would be mine. And I know we talked about this a little bit, but my tagline would be, I catch flights and feelings, but you can catch these hands.
Wait, that's
amazing.
So good. That's so good. Oh, damn. Everyone needs to hear it now.
So good. Who is your favorite problematic Bravo personality, and who would you banish of the problematic people?
Okay, well, I love like all of the problematic people. That's my problem. Like, my favorite housewife is Brandi Glanville. So she's my problem. Kenya is one of my faves. Jen Shaw, like all of them are my problematic fave. Like I liked Carlisle. Anyways, Kyle Richards. Final answer.
Ooh.
That was quick.
That was.
I'm sorry. I can't stand Kyle. I know that's very problematic, but
No, that's fair.
Look, she gets paid a lot of money to not share anything about herself.
Like, we don't care that you're a lesbian. Just say that you're maybe bi. Who cares?
Yeah, it's giving like, oh my God, no. Like, girl, we know. And it's okay. I think we've moved past it as a society,
She's
actually.
banished.
Yeah.
You know who really bugged me? Caroline Brooks when I was watching Dubai.
Hate her.
I've never seen Dubai.
I don't even know to say if it's worth it sometimes.
But you would banish her?
Yeah, banish her.
Who's your problematic fave? I
like Lisa Rinna.
Okay.
I think she's funny. And my thing is, I haven't seen old Beverly Hills, Potomac, Atlantic. I've only seen like recent ones.
So I paired you guys together actually because Jordan knows the old stuff better and you know mostly the new stuff. So I thought you guys would complement each other well. But Ellie's also a good person and wants people to be good.
But I love the problematic people. Some of them, like Jen Shaw.
It's not that I love her, but like I love the idea. Like, a housewife is a housewife, like there's a certain type of energy that you have to bring to the table to be a housewife. And like Kyle Richards is just like boring. Like, if every housewife, I mean, like, I get it. We need like those, like, like yin and yang, like
voice of reasons.
But what's a Housewives franchise without a problematic fave,
Yeah, that's true. I think, Salt Lake, Lisa.
Oh, yes. Baby gorgeous.
Lisa Barlow.
Lisa Barlow. I think because I watch her and I get so frustrated with her and I'm like, my goodness, but never leave my television.
Exactly. I feel the same way. She's
love
annoying.
her.
She's like if Kyle Richards was interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so what's one thing about me, Carson, the host, that the audience doesn't know about me, but you think they should, or it'd be funny?
Carson's like an actress. Like, I don't know if the pod like knows that Carson's like a real life actress. Like, she can act. Like, we met in theater, like doing shows all her life. I don't think people know that about you, do they? You don't really. We talk about just
Probably
Bravo,
not.
so like they don't know that you're an
Bravo
actress.
and my
You
cats.
auditioning.
Actress.
She's an actress.
Yeah,
She's a
I have a
thespian. No, she has
degree.
a whole degree in it.
You talked about loving to yap. And we've talked about loving to yap because we love to yap. I think something that people might not know is that when you're talking with a person, you're like learning about them, you're asking people more about them because you genuinely want to know. You love meeting people and you love like
Aw.
hearing stories because again, you're watching reality TV. You want to be inside someone's mind, and to you, it. I love seeing it. Like when we first interacted, it was just like, oh my god, this person actually wants to know me, and it's so like.
And my
cute.
sister
Aw.
loves to yap. Loves to yap
Mhm.
for days.
Days.
Okay, so Ellie, you've been on the show a million times. Jordan just once. So it'll be different for both of you, but what's changed the most since your last appearance? Do you have any glow up? Do you have any different ideas? Just like, what's your reunion moment?
Ooh. I'm switching career paths, and to say it in a
You
more
are.
professional way, which I got a job.
Oh yay!
Which no more unemployment. All the
People
girls
got
got a job.
unemployment.
And yeah, that's I think the biggest one.
I saw Beyonce. Life
Mm-hmm.
changing. Club Hoedown. She looked at me like 4 times. She sang the last song, Amen to me.
Mm-hmm. To you,
Not
yeah.
to me, but into like the crowd. Anyway, I saw Beyonce. That was life changing. That's really it.
Okay. That's a great one. And what's like a moment in Bravo that we didn't cover together, like you weren't on the pod that week, or that I should have covered more? Like, what's just like a Bravo moment you want to bring some attention
Bravo or
to?
Peacock?
We can go Peacock. We can talk Love Island if you're trying to go there.
Like Love Island is insane.
Yes.
You need like a whole day to just cover Love Island on the pod. Because
I do. And I've been keeping up. Like, I'm keeping up better, honestly, with Love Island than Bravo right now. But I'm like, how do I cover it? Because by the time the episode comes out,
Love Island is covered by Bravo because Ariana's the host. And let's talk about Ariana for a second, because Ariana, every single episode looks amazing. Ellie, I know you haven't seen the most recent episode, but she comes out in this like top with her abs out, and her abs are like amazing. Like, I don't know what she's
so good.
Not eating them sandwiches. I'll tell you that at that sandwich shop, because
no.
body's tea.
And I never see her there.
You didn't see her there?
I've seen her there once when I was there, but every time I go, I do see Katie.
You just saw Katie too at Pride.
I met Katie and Dana at Pride. Ellie was with me. Love Katie Maloney. You know, Terry Maloney was the first Bravo celebrity to ever follow me, and I think she counts. Me and Terry Maloney low-key like talk a lot. She is my friend. I love Terry Maloney. She like, I posted a photo of my dad for Father's Day, and she was like, "Tell your dad Happy Father's Day. Loved meeting him." Like, she remembers days. Love her.
I'm going to go, Jordan, I think Love Island, because we covered a lot of Bravo, and I'm trying to like remember what, and we covered like a good amount. I recently got into Atlanta, so like, you know, now that I'm more into it, like I'm ready to talk Atlanta. I'm started Miami. I'm ready to talk Miami.
I want to get into Miami. I just don't have the mental space to start another franchise right now.
Just start it at the new season. Like, we're one episode in so far. Like, new one comes out on Thursday on Peacock.
Yeah, that's what I did, because I was like, I don't know if right now, like maybe eventually I want to go back to Miami, but right now I just want to start where we're at.
Are you guys watching Next Gen?
Love Next Gen.
I'm actually like enjoying it. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna watch the episode later.
It's I watched it last night because I have cable now, you guys. I have cable. Well,
wait, so
YouTube
it's is
TV,
it
but that's
the new
cable.
episode comes out on Tuesdays on Wednesday?
Tuesdays,
Oh,
so
I could've
Wednesdays
watched
on
it all day today. I
Peacock.
was waiting for like 9:00. Okay, well, I like it. I'm surprised by
Well,
some
you
of them.
got
I
it.
didn't think that I would like some of them, but I like.
Yeah, it's nice.
I love
It's
it.
interesting because it definitely does feel very Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but these are real people, and so I think it's still kind of like.
I'm interested to like see how like scripted and unscripted, like how produced it is, I guess.
Yeah. Like how, yeah. Like,
did you guys see that Ava Dash, you know her on Next Gen? She was, remember on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, what was her name? Diana?
yes,
the
one with yes,
very rich. That Ava was her son's girlfriend that was on the show. And then Ava was also Crystal Minkoff, her nanny.
Who's Ava?
The black girl that's like really pretty, Damon Dash's daughter. Her mom's Rachel Roy. Her mom is Becky with the good hair. Apparently, she just got evicted from her apartment too. Last night's episode was more interesting. We'll chat more once you're caught up. And the preview for next week looks a lot.
I like Kim Zolciak's daughter.
I really
love
like her.
Obsessed. And oh my God, how crazy is it what her mom did with her with
put her
the
on
money?
Blast, too. She's not scared to put her on blast.
Yeah, she said, I don't know where any of that money is. It's like, damn. But in the same breath, I was like, that's how you know that's a complicated like mother-daughter relationship, because she put her on blast, read her dirty laundry, and then said, I talk to my mom every day. I still like give her money. And I'm like,
Kim is a mess.
Yeah.
She'll never not
a mess. But it is showing like a complicated mother-daughter dynamic and how there can be love even when it's not good.
Yeah.
So if you had your own Bravo show, do you have a name for it? And what would the first episode be about?
I'm going to have my own Bravo show someday. However, it's still untitled. We're still working on a title. My first episode, me shopping, like me, or divorce, because Bravo loves a divorce storyline, and
they do.
I can't keep a man, so divorce.
Ooh, if I'm going in a fun hypothetical world, I don't have a name for it, but it starts off with like a fast forward frame that, and I'm married in Vegas, okay, and then it's gonna do that, another rewind, the tape rewind, and then we're gonna start off as me, single, miserable, not prospects, with my friends, and we're making the most of it in our little apartments, kind of like
I would watch that.
But yeah, Vanderpump-esque in terms of like how they were living in the beginning, because we'll eventually glow up and get our houses, but meets like summer house like vibes of like,
don't be tardy to the party.
Exactly. Yeah, and then
I love it.
What?
I love it.
What happened? I just really want to get married in Vegas for and then maybe divorce or not, but like Vegas winning.
And give a toast to the Real House guest of North Hollywood.
A toast? I have a Chipotle cup.
I have an empty.
Woohoo! Cheers!
To Krystan.
Okay.
To Krystan.
Yay! It's kind of weird being like, celebrate me! Okay, so lightning round. Bravo celebrity you want to get drunk with?
Karen Huger.
Who?
The one that's in jail for her DUIs.
Potomac older lady?
Yes!
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Portia.
Portia would be fun.
Portia would be
or
fun.
like Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah. How drunk is she gonna get?
I feel like she could get drunk.
I would love to see if it's Lisa Vanderpump sloshed.
Housewife catchphrase that lives in your head.
I'm not gonna do it, but it's Candace's from Potomac, where it's something about like they hit a high note. I'm not doing it, but but you know what I'm talking about.
That's fine. Yes, I do. What's more iconic, Scandal or Sprinter Van?
I'd say the FBI showing up on Salt Lake City is more iconic than Scandal.
Yeah. In terms of like, Scandal is like, oh my god, like that's iconic. FBI showing up on Bravo, like,
Yeah, that's a pretty. And then Jen like dipping is hilarious every time.
What's your housewife drink order?
I know mine is going to be so obnoxious. Because if I'm on
Okay, go
Housewives,
ahead.
like it needs to be obnoxious. And this is a drink that I made when we worked at Fat Dog. So I would make it for myself. It's a dirty martini, but it's an ounce of olive juice, an ounce of cocktail onion juice, gin, or vodka, splash of vermouth, and then a squidge, like very small of pepperoni juice.
That sounds really good.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then on
Sounds
the
amazing.
stick, it's an olive, a cocktail onion, and a pepperoni. Oh, it's so good.
Sounds really good.
But I'll never order it because it's so. I don't want to make anyone make that.
Mine would probably be, if I'm living my housewife fantasy, it'd probably be like very Mariah Carey like. So maybe like a splash of champagne, maybe, or if I'm trying to be like really messy, like if like say we're like at dinner and like I really like I have some shit to say to someone, I'm gonna order an extra dirty martini, extra dirty, extra olives, and just Tito's as well. Love Tito's. So yeah.
Pretend you're in a confessional really quick. This is what I'd say to Andy Cohen if he were here. What would you tell Andy?
I don't know.
I have mine.
Oh, okay. Go. Maybe you'll inspire me.
Answer my DMs, Andy. Stop just looking at them. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like you have more to say to Andy than I do.
Ellie's like, good job, keep going.
You took over my.
Fire Kyle Richards.
Give me a proper Real Housewives of New York. Give me Real Housewives of Mexico.
Oh, Mexico City.
Mexico City.
You know what? Andy, give me Real Housewives of Mexico City.
Love it. So, how do you guys remember your time as a house guest? Do you have any favorite moment on my show?
I don't know. I just remember being very excited. I remember I like the back and forth between me and you, me, you, and I think Andre was there that day. So I like the back and forth between like the behind the camera people and then like us as well, which is like really good dynamics. And then just like talk about Roni in general too.
Kim, was the day you were on was like the one episode Ezra didn't work on? Like he wasn't there.
Yeah. So it was just
you had to record without him.
Yeah, we record without him. But it was one with Andre. But I just remember I think it was like the first 2 episodes of Roni, right? Yeah. It was good. And it was like such a good start to the season too. But we can go more.
They got so bad.
I liked recording when it was me, you, and Ellie. So like me and Ellie were sharing. Were we sharing a mic or was it before your mics?
I think you two were sharing a mic because I only had 2 mics and they were shitty.
But we were talking about Summer House and it just felt very girl coded.
Oh, cute. What's one Bravo moment, any franchise that lives rent free in your head?
I think I want to say it was Salt Lake City. I think we were over at Krystan's house. We were like watching it one time. And I was just like, wait, these Mormons are really going off. Like, these are really good. I was like, and I think it was only because they only have like 2 or 3 seasons, right, of this one? Or no, or they're more?
4 now.
So 4. So I was like, oh, it's such a short amount. Maybe I'll start getting into this because I don't remember what season we were watching. But they were all like, oh my God, I think it was one of the newer girls who's like, she has like a slick back bun or something. It's like skinnier. I think she's like married. She's like younger and married to an older man. But I mean, I think they all are. So
yes.
But I just remember being like so into that season.
Mine's a 100% from Salt Lake City too. It's screenshots, timelines.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I think I was like, oh,
Insane.
so that's where that meme is from. And I was like, okay, well, now I have to get into this. So
No, Salt Lake City's so good, and that's not even the craziest thing that's happened. Like, the FBI has shown up.
yeah, I heard. I think you guys told me that, and I was like, damn, you housewives really get into it.
Okay, if you were cast on The Real Housewives, what city would you belong to, and what would your tagline be?
Ooh, oh wait, that's so good.
So I don't think I would make it on a housewives show, but I think I could be on The Valley.
Yes.
And I think that my tagline would be, being a lady is a full-time job, and honey, I'm salaried.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's good. I don't know. I can't think of one like off the top of my head right now. I could pick a place. I feel like I would have to definitely represent Texas, being from there. If they had a city, it would obviously be Houston, but I can't think of like a tagline off the top of my head.
Who's your favorite problematic Bravo fave? So the person you love that's a little problematic, and who do you want to banish?
Can like my person be the same person?
Yes.
Bryn off of New York, because I loved her so much from like the beginning, and then season 2 she got so problematic, and I was like, okay, now I want her gone. Like if we could vote people off of Bravo like we do on Love Island, 100% I would do Bryn.
Remember at the beginning of season 2, I was like going off on the podcast being like, I'm just like Bryn. Here are all the ways I'm like Bryn. And then at the end, I'm like, retract that.
Actually, I didn't ever say those words.
I think mine's Mary Cosby. Because she is problematic in a lot of things, but I also love her. And then banish, like James Kennedy, Jax Taylor. Are we talking just Housewives, or are we talking Bravo?
Any Bravo.
I swear I drive by Jax's bar every time I'm trying to go to like Cava, and I'm like, oh, God. Me literally looking to see not a person in there, not a person.
Yeah, Jesse Lawley, James Kennedy, Jax Taylor, Tom Sandoval, they can all be banished, and I would be.
Can I say Ariana is my fave?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ariana is my fave.
Yes.
I love her growth so much. I love where she's like going. I know she's Vanderpump, but like I literally started watching Vanderpump because of her. So I want to say Ariana is my fave.
I love it.
She looks so
I love it.
hot on
Fun
Love
fact.
Island. Oh my.
Oh, I don't
she
know
looks
who
so
her
good.
stylist is, but every time she fucking walks in, she is killing it. Every single outfit, she like does not miss a mark.
And like she hired her friends who are like local fashion designers to like custom make some of her looks, which I'm like, love her. Okay, so what's one thing about me that you think people don't know but should?
A lot of people don't know that Carson doesn't drive a car. Hopefully gonna let me teach her someday soon.
We'll see.
We'll go to an empty parking lot. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna have you on the 405.
I think mine, Carson is like a great workout buddy. She like is my personal workout buddy.
Nice.
Hot yoga all the time, hikes when we can. Literally, I think loves yoga so much that she has a yoga Barbie doll. So that she's a yoga head. Is that what they call them? I'm not sure.
Well, she also likes Cycle Bar, but you won't go to Cycle Bar.
Oh my God. So one time she took me to Cycle Bar, and it was like an early morning class, which like I don't mind because I'm a morning person. I love an early morning. And I was like, I don't go to work till 10. Like it'll be fine. I have an easy day at work. We go to the Cycle Bar class. It's like, it's on Halloween. It was on Halloween last year too. We're going. Yeah. I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I cannot do this at all. And then I was like, all right, it's not that bad. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again. 3 hours later, I'm going to work. I literally am like, I was like, I need crutches. I need a wheelchair. Like my bottom half down. I was like, I already have like a fat ass. I was like, I don't need to do this. I could not walk. I went to bed so early that day because I was in so much pain in my legs. I took a melatonin. I took a Tylenol. I took an edible. I said, all right, guys, it's 7 p.m.
Every time Carson and I do it, we're the only ones like singing the songs on the top of our lungs. Like
y'all are monsters. Y'all were like the devil sent y'all to me to torture me.
No, that's probably true. Because I just started working out again. I go in and out, but when I do it, I love it. Mm-hmm. What has changed most in your life since your last appearance on House Guest?
I have a boyfriend who I love very, very much. Yeah.
You're in love?
Besides that, like my life has been pretty steady. My mental health is great. I think just like I've been traveling a lot too. So yeah, traveling, my boyfriend. Yeah.
No, I haven't had much change. I mean, just really enjoying where I'm at. And
I feel like you're living like your best
You
single
really are.
girl
You're like,
life
hey
though.
guys,
Like
can't
I feel like
go out past 10 p.m. Sorry. And I'm like, I agree with you, Krystan. Me too.
no, I'm gonna go home, put my face mask on, cuddle my cats, and watch Ariana be hot on Love Island.
As you should.
like I feel like your 15-year-old self would still think this version of your age now is like cool as fuck,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, like look at her place.
Be like,
Imagine if her 15-year-old self walked into there, like, bitch, you got 2 cats, 3 rooms, this cool art. Your cats have a water fountain, girl. I want to be one of your cats.
me too. I've told them.
Actually, same.
No, I've told them on multiple occasions, like, okay, in the next life, I get treated like this.
Let's swap play, like Freaky Friday, but with your cats. Yeah.
Dream. My dream. What Bravo show or moment do you wish we could have covered together, or you wish I would have covered more?
This season of The Valley, like, I wish I want to talk to you every time I watch a new episode. But I don't think that there's anything that I think you need to cover more.
I've been taking a little break from The Valley too. Like I'm watching it, but
It's
covering
heavy.
it so
Yeah, it's
dark. It's heavy. And like there are other shows on right now that aren't as heavy. So I'm like just doing that. So if you had your own Bravo show, like do you have a name for it? What would it be about?
I already like speak about my life as it's like in seasons already. Like Ellie, who's been a guest on the show, she's my roommate. And we always talk about like new parts of our lives as like, oh, this is the season ending, this is the mid-season finale. We don't have a name for it, but I feel like the name would be Kelly because our like Wi-Fi name is Kelly, Kimberly, and Ellie put together. So I feel like it'd be like Kelly season 3. Like no, it's like Kelly in all caps too, or lowercase like Gen Z does. Yeah,
I love it.
Super cute. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we talked about just our friend group kind of in the seasons type of thing too, where it was like, oh, you know, it's like so-and-so's comeback season or like took a break. Like I love that, but I'm trying to think of a name. I don't know. That's a really good question.
I mean, I don't have a name, but mine would be The Real Housewives of North Hollywood.
You do have a name.
Yeah,
I am. Or I guess it's house guest. But one day I'll be a wife. One day I'll be the real homeowner of North Hollywood.
The real queers of North Hollywood, because everyone in our friend group is slightly, just a little queer.
A little gay. Just
queer and autistic.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Bravo celebrity you'd want to get drunk with.
Ariana.
Katie.
Ooh.
Any catchphrase or line that lives in your head.
Anything from Salt Lake. Receipts. Like that.
Yeah. Ariana. For you to die.
What's more iconic, Scandival or the Sprinter van fight on Salt Lake?
Oh, I mean, that's such a hard one. I want to say Scandival because even my friends who don't know anything about Bravo were like, what is this?
Yeah, I think Sorry. I think Scandival.
We're keeping that in.
Scandival because it was like, it like made national news.
Wait, could I change my answer for the most iconic or like the question before that? Okay.
Yeah. Housewives catchphrase.
I think my favorite catchphrase would be from a reunion episode of Vanderpump whenever like they were confronting what's her name, Raquel, after the cheating. And she's like, you're like Voldemort, like, because you like Harry Potter. That cracked me the fuck up. I lived rent free in my head, especially where I work. I'm like, have to deal with it all the time. And I'm like, yeah, that one.
I love that. So what's your housewives drink order? Like, you know how they always have like, you know, very specific drink orders. What's your like specific
okay, if I was a housewife, I think I would do like a dirty Shirley, but like with like tequila or something instead of vodka, and like a shit ton of cherries. Make it fucking ridiculous. And then you have to pull out the stems too, so it's just like the cherry.
Mine is an extra dirty vodka martini, like super cold though. It has to be like,
ooh,
it has to be frosty,
like almost like a popsicle.
Yeah, like I want an olive popsicle with a little bit of
actually.
Okay, so the last thing is your confessional cam, and the question is, this is what I'd say to Andy Cohen if he were here.
I would ask him like how his friendship is. I forgot what his name is. He's that CNN host. Yeah, I'll be like, how is your
Anderson
friendship with
Cooper.
Anderson Cooper? Please, what's the tea? How did you guys know each other? What do you guys do on Saturday mornings with your kids? Go.
I would say get the Real Houseguest of North Hollywood on some Bravo clips. Get my girl out there. Hell, put her on the Valley. I don't care, but she knows more about Bravo than I think you do.
Oh my god.
Ooh, shade. I love it. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Krystan.
I remember being so nervous when I did my first interview, and then just a few minutes in, I totally relaxed and felt so calm working with you and had so much fun. And yeah, that's all I remember at the end is just having fun. All the nerves went right away.
I think what I remember from my time being a house guest is partially tied to being a producer. Because sometimes I would be in front of the camera and talking with Carson about, these shows. And other times I'd be behind the camera, organizing as much as I could to get everything, going smoothly. But then just seeing how dedicated Carson is to these shows, to these people's lives, like understanding like where they come from, why they do what they do, and then also all of her friends' differing point of views. It just kind of opened my mind to what reality TV is and can be, and I just wish more people like myself, more guys I guess, really, give it a chance and kind of dive in without any judgment or conditions or assumptions. um, so I find it, or I've found it, pretty rewarding, quite honestly.
Okay. Cynthia Bailey, when she dressed up as 50 Cent, I was screaming. I was so attracted to her. She's so beautiful. My second choice has to be when Sandoval is yelling, "He's a battered wife," and then he kicks in the door and it's just Schwartz sitting on the toilet dressed in full drag. That moment always makes me cry laugh.
One moment that lives rent free in my mind is something that happened pretty recently, actually. And it's a little bit of a somber moment, honestly, not a funny one. What the day that Carl was remembering the loss of his brother, and on Summer House, I believe, and seeing all the guys kind of, approach him and like comfort him and support him the best that they could. It was just not something I really thought would be a thing on a reality TV show, just like, positivity and like kindness and patience. And it was just so wholesome, quite honestly. And there are moments like that, but seeing that with guys was the reason why it lives rent free in my mind.
Okay, I feel like you're gonna think this is a hot take, but I would want to be on Salt Lake City. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, I think those women need a queer person in their lives. I think they could benefit from someone who's challenging their views on heteronormative culture, um, someone who can maybe help them with their enmeshed, like, religious trauma they're all working through. And I feel like some of them are experiencing compulsive heterosexuality. It might be a hot take, but I just wonder what their life would look like with a gay person in it. And so I think my tagline would be, in this desert state, I'm bringing fresh water.
I would belong to, or would like to belong to, Atlanta. And my tagline would be, I keep it real, I keep it chill, and I keep receipts alphabetized.
My problematic fave is Phaedra Parks. I know she's problematic, but that woman was made for reality TV, and I can watch her forever. Who would I banish? Ooh, all the men from almost every show.
My fave would absolutely be Chanel Ayan. She's always at the very top for me for a variety of reasons. And the person I would banish most likely be Monica Garcia because I think she just fucking bamboozled everybody and just screwed with people's minds a bit. And I think that's a little step too far.
They might already know this, but just her kindness and how you will never regret being a guest on this show. She makes you feel so comfortable. You have so much fun. Um, she's just the best.
The way that she is on the show is very close to, if not exactly the same, to how she is in real life, and is one of the reasons why we made the show in the first place. Um, it was her idea from the get go, but it became more possible, or it became more um, believable in both of our minds when just talking about how she is in her everyday life and the people that she talks to and what she got from reality TV when she first dove into reality TV. And I wish more people would know that this is so true to her values, you know? Like really trying to understand people, ask questions that matter, and develop a community, you know, that's centered around kindness and open-mindedness. And yeah, man, she's what you see. She's what you see.
Okay, so I shaved my head in New Year's. It has been so fun and freeing, and I recommend it to every woman to do at least once in your life. It will change your perception of yourself and how you move through the world. Um, I've gained so much confidence and had so much fun. Yeah.
I think the only real change that's happened so far, glow up wise in any way, is probably just my beard, growing out my beard and growing out my hair a little bit. And for something not physically related, I'm trying to listen to more audiobooks.
Southern Charm. I really wanted to talk with you more about that show, and I think we'll have opportunities in the future. That show is so toxic, but so good, and I could just talk about it forever.
Watching everything that Nene Leakes has done from the beginning to when she stopped being on her show, I think she's probably one of the funniest, if not the funniest person on anything Bravo related.
Okay, so if I had my own Bravo show, I would title it Sapphic SoCal, and I would have it be like a Vanderpump Rules, but all lesbians and queer people. And I just think it would be such chaotic good. Like, come on, we need more lesbian and queer people on Bravo.
The new flower of Los Angeles, and I would have it centered around like East Africans in general, and just seeing like the the range of lifestyles that people have, from people that are low income to a little bit more affluent and everything in between. I think that's something that doesn't exist and could be kind of interesting to explore, and just kind of shining a light on a community that people don't know about, and maybe even highlighting some different walks of life in regards to disability.
Candy.
Bravo celebrity I would love to get drunk with again, Chanel Ayan.
What's wrong with my sewing?
My favorite catchphrase that some people may not say is a catchphrase, but is more of a song. But Gia's waking up in the morning, as we all know.
Honic, Scandival, or the Sprinter fight? Scandival. Come on.
More iconic, Scandival. Come on, that was like a cultural phenomenon.
Dinner, dirty martini. Daytime, Aperol spritz. Late night bar, tequila soda, extra lime.
My housewife's drink order would be a Bloody Mary.
Andy, baby. Lesbians come in all different types, okay? You need to get more representation on these shows. I am begging for more representation. I love a femme. I love a femme baddie. I want to see butch, non binary, queers, trans. Get more on your shows. Please, Andy, you're like the WeHo of reality TV. And all the queer people know what I mean by that. All the lesbians know what I mean by that, Andy. Don't be WeHo.
Where's the show about Black folks and Latino folks in LA? I think people would love to see that.
And that's a wrap on episode 50. Big love to B, Ellie, Jordan, Kim, Krystan, Ezra, and NoHo Nick. The celebration wouldn't have been possible without you. The show started as a dream, but it's a community. Friends who show up, listeners who vibe, and the joy we all share. That keeps the show going. Stay tuned for our next episode, which features a conversation with the lovely Imral Hassan from Summer House. You guys are going to love it. Thanks for listening, hotties. Love you.